Where was I? I was right in the middle of having everybody tell me how great I was.
Well done, guys. Thanks. I know you didn't want to, but when I asked you earlier, I knew you would do it for me.
So now they're gonna have to go back to putting on their fake faces for you.
Hello.
Hi. They got both of us, so what don't you say? Because we might go off.
Nothing good about Jensen, please.
Hi, Jensen. Happy late birthday.
Yeah!
Hi, I'm here, by
I said hi to you earlier. It was so funny.
Y'all make me feel better. Thank you.
Anyway.
Anyway,
There she is again.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. After watching All Hell Breaks Loose and Mystery Spot, and you both, died so wonderfully, I was wondering who you think did the best death scene. Who died best?
Me?
Well, you had more practice.
You have more chances.
You did. Yours was a little more.
I do love Mystery Spot because it was such a fun episode for me. Because I just didn't care. Because I was just dying all the time. Poor Jared, is freaking out the whole episode. He's getting emotional, and I'm like, hey buddy, wake up, let's go! Love those episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
How's it feel to be 30 now?
Fantastic.
Go ahead.
It's amazing. It's so much better in your 30s. You'll get there one day.
I hope so.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hey, Chris.
The question is for Jensen, but it could be for both.
Should I just go?
No, actually,
Go eat some more Skittles, pal.
I might.
there's two parts in Magnificent Seven. I only seem to count 6 demons that you kill. Where's the seventh one? And the second part, before you answer that one, the second one is, you got tapped by lust, and we're wondering, how did you manage to overcome that when you threw her in the water, when everybody else actually died?
Well, if you recall, just before I dunked her in the water, I had a very lustful kiss.
Right, yes.
So I curbed that appetite very quickly with that kiss, and then I dunked her.
So where were the 7 demons?
That's a good question. I thought there was
I thought
7.
there was 7.
Can anybody else? No? Good. Thanks for coming.
There's
That's the only one I remember too.
well, there was sloth and greed, pride.
Wrath, pride, gluttony.
Yeah, glutton was there.
Sloth. No.
Envy.
Envy was the main guy. Envy was the guy that we exercised and she killed.
Yeah,
There should have been 7.
There was only 6 bodies, but
Only 6 bodies.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Because at the end scene, Bobby says, "I think the girl will make it," or something like that.
Oh, that's right. One of them
wasn't killed.
The bodies didn't die.
You're right.
2 of them.
2 of the bodies didn't
Yeah, you're
die.
right. Let's get our bikes away because we need more.
Never mind.
Thank y'all guys. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi guys, I'm
Hi.
Samara. How you doing?
Hi.
Question for both of you guys. Do you ever do your own fight scenes? And if so, what kind of preparation or training do you have?
Yes and none.
I think we do all of our own fight scenes, but they're also done by stunt actors who do the more intense part
Yeah,
of the fight scene.
like when you see one of us, flying into a bookshelf or crashing through a table or something. That's me. No, they won't even allow us to do it just for insurance purposes. So that's when the stunt guys come on, and that's why I say, we basically run, jump, and fall down, and those guys do the actual stunts. A lot of the hand-to-hand combat stuff that's us, and we'll go over it that morning or the day before, and just kind of get a feel for it, and pick it up pretty quick.
In some of the fight scenes, we have some preparation. The first one that was he against I and Skin in season 7. Yeah, we came out on the weekends and we trained with this.
The first one was the pilot when we first
The first
see each
the
other.
pilot, and yeah, that's right. The pilot one, we had loads of fight training.
Tons.
And then the one where we fought each other again, we also had loads of fight training. But since then, it's more, since we have the basics, you sort of block it out and then you kind of rough it in, and you do it kind of half speed, and then some guys get in and tear the place up.
Yeah, the more you do, and we've done it a lot, so the more you do it, kind of the easier it comes every time there is a fight scene, so it's like preparation becomes less and less and less, but you can still get the performance out of it.
Great. And just one more thing, what's your favorite demon killing weapon?
I gotta say Ruby's knife. That thing's awesome.
That is cool.
I just need one. Other than that, you know, my trusty shotty.
I gotta go old school with some of the demon things. The whole eyes, like here are my white eyes and you explode. That's kind of demon killing, though it doesn't kill demons, but it's a demons killing thing. I like that. I'll be over back there.
Thanks.
I like that.
No idea what you're talking about.
Lilith and Justin Bellow.
Oh, right, okay.
Saying I could probably kill demons. But if I do,
Probably.
I think that's a cooler weapon than a knife.
Yeah.
Eyes. They're dead.
Next question.
Hi, Jensen.
Hi.
Jared again.
Hi.
Hi. This is for Jensen because I already asked Jared. Well, I already asked him. So,
Dogging all the questions.
big fan of the Inside the Actor Studio. So, it's a couple of James Lipton questions for you.
Oh, great.
What's your favorite word?
Thought she was gonna say what's your favorite curse word.
Oh, that's
Oh, really? This. Just favorite word?
yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably change my mind in 5 minutes, but right now.
That's favorite curse word.
Insatiable.
This word association?
What?
Your least favorite?
My least favorite? Milk.
And the favorite question, first word.
Favorite curse word? This is probably just shit.
Thank you.
Is it? Really? It's not too harsh. Better get your point across. And now my mother's gonna call me.
I know. Hello.
Hello, hi Jared Jensen, I'm
Hi.
Trisha.
Notice how she said hi, Jared.
You're sitting in front of me.
Just an observation. No need to explain.
Okay, first question is for Jared.
Once again.
One of my favorite season 2 episodes is Born Under a Bad Sign.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, what was your favorite scene to shoot in that episode?
That's a great question. My favorite scene to shoot in that episode was the getting exercise scene. It was fun because I was tied up so I didn't have to move around. And they splashed me with water. And it was fun because then I got to do that demon thing where I was like, you think you're cool with the devil's trap, and then I made the ceiling crack. I see, I like the eye thing. I know I like it. And it's fun. So I like that. I like that whole sequence of in Bobby's house, from getting exercise to getting in a fight with Dean to the little punch that he added at the end.
Little.
Well, big for you.
You like that one?
I love
And my
Now on to the important question. Yes.
okay, my second question
Filler questions.
is for Jensen. My other favorite season 2 episode is What Is and What Should Never Be. And I wanted to know, what was your favorite scene to shoot in that episode?
There were a couple. I really liked the when Mom opened the door.
Yeah.
Just the. It's just really hard to play, you know. It's just like it was a lot of conflicting feelings that I had to do without saying really anything. I also really like the scene between he and I in the dining room, because it was the first time, it was really the first time ever that I've had to do a scene with him and he wasn't who he normally is. All the, the quick banter and the, just the energy that we normally like have in a scene was completely gone, because he couldn't react normally to me, because I was the brother that, was a mess up and just a load of crap, and he didn't really care about me in that scene. And so to play against someone who I'm so used to having a certain dynamic with and having him not give me anything back was really, really interesting to me.
That was hard to do. Because we're both.
You were, I mean, it was
Difficult
difficult.
mine, because I wanted, Kripke had to keep on with me in that scene in the dining room when he pulls me aside. I kept on clicking back to the rapport that we usually have on screen, which is the brother thing. But Kripke's like, no, you're going back to, and love
Normal
me.
world
This is
thing,
somebody you
yeah.
don't know. He's like, you don't hate the guy, you just don't know him. He up and left, and he's kind of a loser, doesn't do much, and you just never known the guy. And so that was so hard, and I was like, I don't know if I could do it. It was tough. It's kind of sad. How sad is it that I watched that episode, I'm like, oh, how sad he has a normal life. You ever think about that? That sucks.
So, yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making the best show ever.
Thank you. Thank you for asking me the question first.
Hi, Jensen.
Hi.
Yeah, Jared.
Whatever. Next week.
Again, my name is Aisha.
Hi.
Thanks again.
Not like the
for
concept.
pictures. Huh?
Not the country.
Not the country. Got it. Right.
Comment.
Yeah. My first question
Country.
is Jensen.
Yes.
Stop saying country.
This is good.
Someone else asked Jared the question earlier, but I wondered if.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, you can ask him.
I was wondering if they did a body swap episode. What exactly would you do to portray Sam?
Probably looking at himself a lot.
Don't encourage him.
I was going to ask you to demonstrate.
Continue, lovely.
I was going to ask you to demonstrate so we could see a little bit.
A body swap with
Yeah.
Jumbo here? You want me to imitate him?
Oh, dear.
Gladly. It would be something about like this.
Thank you for that, but I do have a small question for Jared. Someone asked earlier if Jensen would be doing any more plays on stage. Any ideas for you to do any?
Me?
Yeah.
Not if I look like that. I'd love to. I saw Jensen do that play. He kicked ass, and it was exciting and thrilling. And I don't know if any of y'all got a chance to see it. I know we've had people who have seen it before. But it was really exciting, and I was sitting there watching, and my heart was beating so fast. I was like, dude, he doesn't get any second takes. Like, it hit me hard, because I did plays in high school and stuff, but this is in front of a major paying audience, a huge theater, housing some big names. So I'd love to do it, but hopefully my career keeps going this way, and I keep on working and establishing enough of a name for myself in this business so I can afford to do a play, and however, does that make any sense?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So no
Jensen.
Ackles in the near future?
Not in the near future. I'd love to do a play at some point in time, but I can't foresee in the near future getting a chance to.
Well, thank you, and thank you for doing everything you do. I love the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Can't believe she stole my question. But
Next question.
I have one for Jensen. I already asked you.
Who was your question to?
What?
The stolen one.
It was for Jensen. It's the same question I asked you. Equal up.
Stupid questions. What's your brilliant question?
Do you plan on wearing a kilt anytime soon? It really is awesome.
I'm gonna rephrase that. What's your odd question? As some of you may know, I wore a kilt in Tennis Hero, which was part of the character. It's not something that I do on a day-to-day basis. My answer would probably be no, unless it's Halloween, No.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't have a more interesting answer for you. Like, I'm wearing one right now. I just took it off. I just changed. That's what I sleep in. Okay. Apparently we have someone from Scotland here.
I actually have two questions, and Jared can have the second one because it was. Sorry, Jared. We didn't have enough time to finish our questions with Jensen, so you're finishing us up.
Yeah. All right. Same.
All right. So you just have had the opportunity to act on stage. You've done film and television before. What's your favorite medium and why?
I'd have to say that of all the jobs I've had, probably I'd say my favorite would have to be half hour.
Is that allowed?
Would have to be a half-hour sitcom. I did a show. It was like the first thing I did when I moved to LA was a show called Mr. Rhodes, and it was a half-hour sitcom on NBC. But the great thing is you rehearse all week, and then you perform it in front of a live audience. So it's basically the best of both worlds. You get TV and you get the theater. So you get that kind of immediate gratification from an audience, but you also have the ability to go back and redo it if it messes up. So, and the schedule is just unbelievable. You work for 3 weeks, get a week off every month. Are you kidding me? I just, those Friends people had it made. So.
And then my second question, which Jared can answer, because it was for both of you.
Okay, I'll answer. If I must.
How difficult is it to imagine the special effects like the black smoke? What kind of eyeline match do you have?
I'm glad you asked.
I'll let him take this one. It started out pretty tough because you're looking at tape and, pieces of tape like X marks on the box. And they're going, it's a demon on fire and the smoke, and you're going, you don't really know what to do. But there's been a learning curve of filming it, remembering how you feel, and on screen.
But like following it across, do they have like a pole? Do they have something?
Sometimes, every now and then they'll have a tennis ball on the end of a pole, and they'll sort of run it around. Otherwise, your eyes will be here, and then they'll have, okay, goes to the next bar, and you all kind of look at the next bar. But a lot of times, luckily, they'll have us sync it up, because we get a chance to do it over and over and over again. So I think rarely do we probably get it right the first time, but we can just do a series of it. Like we start there, go to the next one, go all the way there, back.
There's a lot of different factors that kind of that come into it as well. In the episode "In My Time of Dying," where I run in and I see like the Grim Reaper like hanging over the hospital bed. It was actually just an electrician with a pole and a bulb at the end of it as an eyeline, but they needed something there to give off the light because it was a lighting effect on the natural surroundings. So they didn't. It was easier to do it then on the day than do it in post. So instead of running in and seeing a ghost hovering above the bed, I see this sweaty grip with a pole and a light, and I'm like, ah! So you never know what it's going to be.
Thank you both so much for coming out here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
In A Very Supernatural Christmas, there's a scene where I think it's the young Dean comes in with like a bag of Funyuns and candy bars.
How good are those kids, by the way?
And I was just wondering if the Funyuns and like Zagnut candy bars, if those were written into the script or if those were stuff that you guys liked and so that's why they got them.
They were written in the script, weren't they?
Yeah, I never had a Zagnut. I love onions.
Yeah, that's that was a writing room call. Yeah.
Also, I mean, once again, there are many factors like you can't just that they must also have some sort of deal or Funyuns says.
You gotta get clearance.
You can't just throw Coca-Cola and Reese's Pieces and stuff and go, okay, look, here are your M&Ms, and then M&Ms is going, we didn't tell you you could use our M&Ms. So I guess they went out and some Funyuns and had to get approved and stuff like that.
Well, they write
probably
what
personal favorite.
they write what they want, and then they see if they can get that. And if it's just if it's too difficult, then they might change it to something else. But I can't imagine Funyuns in World War II argument.
It's probably like whoever wrote it probably really loves it. It's like all the characters that we have in different small towns. Like, what was the name of in Croatoan? Vargas or something like that. It's like someone's best friend, one of the writer's best friends. They use their, so.
All the names.
Yeah, are all that's my first grade teacher, So.
Okay, cool. And then on that note, do you have a favorite, what's your favorite snack food or junk food to eat, just whenever?
Anything with sugar.
Don't point at me when you say sugar. Anything with sugar. Me. This guy.
I don't know, whatever's available at the time. If I'm hungry,
Thank
beef
you.
jerky, sugar, donuts, whatever. Sugar. We're not picky.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello, boys.
Hi.
I'm apologizing to Jared now because I already asked you these questions, so I'm going to ask Jensen first. But then I have a question for both of you to make up for it. So this is about getting into character of Dean. Is there a certain facet of Dean's personality that's hardest for you to portray on screen? And on top of that, is there a certain side of Dean that's your most favorite to play?
I'd say the most difficult is just his affection towards his brother. Struggle with it daily. No. I don't know. I mean, when you play a character as much and as intensely as we do, it becomes very natural to feel or know how he would react or what he would do in a certain situation. The emotional stuff's always tough, and that's tough for, I don't know, I think that's tough for playing any character, to figure out. I do know that it is easier now, I think I touched on this before, and I think for both of us to get into kind of an emotional state in the scene than it used to be before we, knew each other that well. Now, back then you had to think of something that would really get you worked up. But now it's we know these characters so well, we know each other so well that we can just use each other to get where we need to be. So, I don't know. I think the part that I like the most is just his when he gets snappy and sarcastic and cranky. That's always fun for me to play. Because then I don't have to be like that in real life. Yeah.
And have either of you ever thought of maybe trying out, directing an episode or helping to direct an episode, or is directing, something that you guys enjoy or look forward to maybe doing in the future?
It's something I'm interested in. I know that it's it's very difficult for our show specifically to allow one of us to direct an episode simply because they can't lighten our our load as far as the acting work goes. You have I'm going to use Smallville for an example because Tom's a friend of ours. and he's directed a few episodes, and it's much easier for him because he's got a cast of 9 or 10, so they can write heavy other characters and lighten his load the previous show so that he can prep for the next episode, and then lighten his load on the episode that he's directing so that he can concentrate on directing. It's not that doable for our show. So is it doable at all? Probably. Will it happen? It depends on if the writers are willing to go the extra mile and make it feasible for us. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi guys.
Hello.
In Tall Tales, when Bobby first comes and you guys are recounting your views of each other at the bar, did you guys enjoy playing kind of like extreme characteristics of yourself? Like you were really nerdy,
Yeah.
hitting on all the girls.
I loved it. I thought it was.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. I knew it was going to be a really funny sequence because reading the script, I was laughing out loud. A lot of times I read a script, I'll kind of go, huh, or oh, that's going to be funny. But I was reading the script and just laughing. I was like, man, even I can't mess this up. All right, just go at it. It was a lot of fun. The whole episode was a lot of fun. We like those. We really enjoy the. I know I do, and I know he does. Enjoy the kind of lighter moments of Supernatural. I mean, it can be so dark and so ominous so often that it's fun to get a scare, but also get a laugh.
Yeah, and then I have a quick question for Jensen. Sorry. And I forgot the name of the episode where you guys go to the Bobby's dream and take the dream
Dream a little dream.
What was it like yelling at yourself? Did you enjoy that aspect?
It was a really, really hard scene. And I'm being serious. The director, I love him to death. His name is Steve Boyle. He had some things in mind that he wanted to do during that scene, and when you're dealing with the television schedule, sometimes it doesn't always allow for the artistic shot to be done because you've got to get your basics and you've got to essentially cover your ass. Otherwise, you're gonna the network's gonna go down on you. So in doing that, I had to play. I had to play one side of the scene a certain way, and God bless him, I can't remember his name, but the guy who stood in for me on the other end knew all of my lines backwards and forwards, and I was so impressed with him. And I'm killing myself.
It was a big scene. It was like a 5 or 6
Yeah.
hour scene, wasn't it?
And but at the same time, I couldn't tell him how I wanted to play the scene. I couldn't be like, listen, act just like me. So I had to remember in my head how I was going to be delivering those lines to me and then react off of the way that I was thinking about those lines. It was very confusing and it was very difficult and it was very challenging. And so, at the end of the day, I was like, mark that off the list. But, and then I think the most difficult thing was I had to get into the demon, like when I get shot and the blood all over my face and put the eyes in, and I gave that weird voice, which I don't know where that came from. And then I had to get all cleaned up and go back into the scene and do another take of because he had time to get that kind of cool double cut shot. And so by then I was just like, Steve, this better be this better win you an Emmy. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name's Erica. I flew in from Dallas.
Hey, Big D.
She took my question. I was gonna ask Jensen what it was like to act with that Jensen Ackles guy, but she stole my question.
And of course you have a backup question.
No, I don't.
Fantastic.
But
Thanks for coming out.
no, I'm a smart one. In Dream a Little Dream,
Yeah.
Dean has to go into his dream and he looks at the character Lisa, who he liked, who thought Ben was his kid.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Dean's longing to have that family?
I think it's written in that it's something that he longs for. It's I think that you saw obviously in the first season his drive and his intent on having that family reunited. Getting him, finding Dad, having everybody together, and how much that meant to him. So it's something that he's never had, and he sees it, and I think that there's envy there. But at the same time, I think he knows that he could never he could never settle into something like that. He's seen too much and done so much that it's kind of irreversible. So it's more of a longing sadness than something that he really yearns for. Yeah. It's a pretty good answer.
Pretty good. I'm
I'm gonna write that down.
And mystery spot, when Sam has to live without Dean, how was that, acting that out?
That was tough. That was because I had to have a whole new character, you know? I mean, you had to think. Once again, it was the same thing about singing Brother Dead. You had to find the reality and go, this is what Supernatural would be without Dean. We don't like, you know, but...
It's kind of scary. He's kind of like John.
Yeah, he had to kind of get a hard ass and, you know, all down to business, and when he's pulling a bullet out of himself, which was a tough sequence to shoot. Yeah, because they have that little thing, they put you in a body cast, you know, and so it's all this mesh, and then you're sitting there and you're kind of trying to find the bullet, and you can see the fake skin coming off, and it kind of makes you nauseous. But,
That wasn't fake skin, that was actually him.
that was actually me. I'm that tough.
So,
But, it was really tough.
this guy.
I commit.
Daniel Day-Lewis who?
Yeah, who? Never heard.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And I guess is that it? That finishes this sequence of events.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks everybody.